We all have that knee-jerk reaction to the word wealth, don't we? Our
Right.
minds instantly start tallying up the digits in our bank account.
Totally, it's almost automatic.
What if that's just, well, a fundamentally limited way to see things?
Hmm.
Today, we're plunging into a pretty thought-provoking realm thanks to Robin Sharma's book, The Wealth Money Can't Buy.
Right. It really throws down the gauntlet,
Yeah.
suggesting that, financial holdings, they're just one tiny piece of a much richer, more holistic idea of wealth.
A tiny piece. I like that.
Precisely. Sharma paints this compelling picture of true wealth as this intricate tapestry woven from all these different essential elements, way beyond just money.
So less like a spreadsheet.
Exactly. It's like a balance sheet, more like a vibrant ecosystem, kind of.
Okay.
So our aim in this deep dive is really to unpack some of these crucial, often overlooked ingredients that make up genuine, enduring wealth, the kind that really nourishes our lives, from the inside out.
And Sharma actually lays out 8 distinct forms of this wealth. Now, we won't have time to dig into every single one today, obviously.
No, it'd be a marathon session.
Right. But we're going to focus on some real cornerstones. The profound importance of inner peace, the vital role of our energy,
Energy is a big one.
the unbreakable bonds of family and relationships, and also that powerful legacy you can create through service to others.
Sounds good. Where should we start?
So let's kick things off with something that I think often gets lost in the shuffle, especially in that relentless pursuit of, well, traditional wealth.
Okay, let's delve into inner peace then. It might sound a little, I don't know, cliche, especially in our hyper-driven world.
It can, yeah.
Yet Sharma positions it as a foundational form of wealth. Arguably, he suggests, it even eclipses net worth in its actual significance.
And when you really stop and think about it, that kind of rings true, doesn't it?
It really does. I mean, you could amass a fortune, literally billions, but if your inner world is just constant chaos, a storm, what real value does that external success even hold?
Yeah, it hits hard when you think about figures like Anthony Bourdain.
Oh, absolutely.
Here was someone who seemingly had it all. Incredible acclaim, financial security, a global audience.
The whole package, you'd think.
Right. Yet beneath that surface, there was clearly this deep-seated turmoil that ultimately couldn't be soothed by any amount of external validation or money.
And Sharma issues this powerful caution about that.
Mm.
He warns that if we relentlessly chase prestige and, outward achievements while neglecting our inner sanctuary, we risk losing the very thing that truly sustains us.
It's a stark reminder, but maybe a vital one.
Definitely vital. And Sharma offers some really actionable insights here. He suggests we need to cultivate our mental well-being with the same kind of intention we apply to, say, our physical health.
Makes sense.
He talks about daily mental cleansing practices, things like incorporating moments of meditation, seeking solitude just for reflection, or actively practicing gratitude, maybe through journaling.
Little things, seemingly.
They might seem small, almost insignificant acts in a busy day, right? But they can profoundly reshape our internal landscape over time. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? In our relentlessly productive society, how much do we actively devalue these crucial moments of just inner cultivation?
We really do. We value the doing over the being, maybe. Sharma even proposes this fascinating idea. What if we started tracking our peace wealth?
Peace wealth, how does that work?
Like literally noting those moments of genuine calm and clarity we experience each day instead of just fixating on our financial status.
Wow, that's a complete paradigm shift, tracking peace. I like that.
It really is. So, okay, we've considered inner peace. What's another essential form of wealth that maybe takes a backseat in that race for riches?
Energy. Definitely energy. Sharma argues pretty convincingly that our energy levels are a fundamental form of wealth, almost like a vital currency. It fuels our capacity to actually experience and enjoy all the other forms of wealth.
Right, you need the energy to enjoy the money or the relationships or anything else.
Exactly. You could accumulate substantial financial resources, stacks of cash, but if you're constantly depleted, battling chronic fatigue, maybe facing significant health challenges, your ability to truly savor that wealth is severely compromised.
Yeah, think about someone who maybe wins the lottery but is too unwell to travel or really enjoy their newfound resources. It's kind of tragic.
It's a sobering thought, isn't it? The book highlights someone like Richard Branson.
Ah, good example.
Here's an individual who's built this sprawling business empire, yet he's renowned for his incredible vitality, his zest for life, even, in his later years.
He always seems to be doing something adventurous.
Right. And Sharma suggests that true wealth isn't just about the financial gains, but also about fiercely safeguarding our health, our physical and mental energy, because that ultimately powers everything else we do.
Yeah, you can't run a global empire if you're running on empty.
You really can't. And this connects directly to Sharma's emphasis on the power of mastering our mornings. That's a concept he explored really deeply in the 5 a.m. Club.
Right, I remember that.
He reiterates here that those early hours can be absolutely instrumental in building a reservoir of energy, both physical and mental, that we can draw upon throughout the entire day. It's about proactively setting ourselves up for vitality and focus.
So it's not just about getting more done, it's about building that core energy reserve.
Precisely. Which raises an important question, maybe for you listening. Is that persistent feeling of tiredness, that fatigue that so many of us just accept as normal, is it actually a sign that we're losing a critical form of real wealth?
Oof, that certainly challenges that whole pushing through at all costs mentality, doesn't it?
It really does.
Okay, so shifting our focus a bit from our individual well-being, peace, and energy, let's explore the wealth that comes from our connections with others.
Yes, this is absolutely a cornerstone of Sharma's framework. He underscores that the strength of our family bonds, the quality of our close relationships, these form a bedrock of true wealth.
More important than fame or career success.
Often, yes. He contrasts their enduring significance with the more fleeting nature of external achievements, like fame or professional accolades. He offers this really direct, powerful reminder, neglecting our relationships in the relentless pursuit of success. That's the point of that bankruptcy.
This bankruptcy, strong word.
It is. It ultimately leaves us emotionally impoverished, he argues.
That really resonates. The book even touches on Steve Jobs' reported reflections towards the end of his life, where his thoughts weren't primarily on Apple's market cap, apparently, but on the personal connections he might have missed or undervalued along the way.
Yeah, those deathbed regrets are powerful. Sharma really emphasizes the richness found in those seemingly ordinary, everyday interactions. Shared family meals, meaningful conversations.
Being present.
Exactly, being fully present with loved ones, not just physically there while your mind is somewhere else entirely. He argues these moments are the very building blocks of genuine relational wealth.
And it's so easy, isn't it? In the whirlwind of demanding careers, personal ambitions, just life, to let these vital connections take a back seat.
Oh, incredibly easy. It happens almost without noticing. But Sharma offers a compelling, maybe even a bit unconventional idea here.
Oh, what's that?
What if we approached nurturing our relationships with the same level of intentionality, the same discipline that we often apply to, say, our fitness routines?
Like, schedule it in.
Sort of. Imagine scheduling relationship workouts, dedicated time for meaningful connection, just like you'd schedule a session at the gym or a run.
Wow, a relationship workout. What stands out to you about that concept?
For me, it just highlights that strong relationships aren't passive things that just happen.
Right, they don't just maintain themselves.
Exactly. They require conscious effort, consistent attention. They need working out to thrive.
That's a fascinating way to reframe it. Okay, so we've explored inner peace, energy, the vital role of relationships. Now let's move into a realm of wealth that kind of extends beyond our immediate personal sphere.
Absolutely. Sharma proposes that living a life deeply rooted in service to others, that actually represents the pinnacle of wealth one can attain, the highest form.
Service. Now, some people might hear that and think, oh, self-sacrifice, martyrdom.
But that's not really what he means. It's not about self-denial in that sense. It's more about the profound personal growth and the far-reaching positive impact you can generate in the world.
So it benefits the giver, too.
Immensely. It's about recognizing our interconnectedness, really.
The book points to the inspiring example of Muhammad Yunus.
Ah, yes, the founder of Grameen Bank, Nobel Peace Prize winner.
Exactly. His driving force wasn't accumulating personal riches, was it? Instead, he focused on creating access to microloans for impoverished individuals, especially women.
And that ignited a transformative global movement. It changed millions of lives.
His life truly embodies Sharma's core message here, that the impact we have can far outweigh the income we earn in defining true wealth.
You hit the nail on the head. And Sharma offers this powerful insight related to that. Genuine abundance isn't something we just hoard for ourselves. It's something we share, something we actively invest in the well-being of others. When our focus shifts towards contributing to something larger than our own immediate needs and desires, it not only uplifts others, but it also enriches our own lives in ways that are often, well, immeasurable.
Beyond calculation.
Exactly. It raises an important question for all of us, maybe. How can we consciously integrate more acts of service into our daily lives? Not out of obligation, but out of a genuine desire to contribute.
That's a great question to reflect on. So, as we start to bring these different threads together, peace, energy, relationships, service, what's the overarching message? What's the big takeaway Sharma is so passionately conveying in The Wealth Money Can't Buy?
At its heart, I think it's a powerful invitation to just reevaluate our definition of success.
Let's
Complete.
say.
Well, in a culture that often glorifies the relentless pursuit of more, more stuff, more achievements, more external validation, Sharma gently but firmly urges us to slow down, to look inward.
To pause the hustle.
Exactly. Pause the hustle and appreciate the profound, often quiet gifts that life offers beyond the purely material realm.
So, he's essentially redefining what it means to live a truly successful life.
He really is. It's not about that frenetic chase for external markers of achievement anymore.
It's about
It's about the intentional cultivation of inner contentment, vibrant health and energy, deep, meaningful connections, and a life of purpose that's driven by service. Quiet mastery, almost.
And there's this counterintuitive wisdom he offers too, isn't there? About how focusing on these non-money things can actually help your finances.
Yes, that's a key point.
Hmm.
By prioritizing these non-monetary forms of wealth, peace, energy, love, impact, financial well-being, often naturally follows as a byproduct.
Interesting. How does that work?
It's like by nurturing the roots of a fulfilling life. The inner stuff, the connections, the health, the fruits, which can include financial security, are just more likely to flourish. You're building a stronger foundation for everything.
That makes sense. So, okay, after considering all this, what's the key challenge Sharma lays down for you, listening right now? What's one actionable step he encourages?
He encourages you to take a deliberate pause. Take a moment and examine your own life, but through the lens of these 8 forms of wealth he outlines in the book.
The 8 forms we touched on and the others too.
Right. Maybe even sketch them out visually. Then, honestly, assess where you feel genuinely abundant and where you sense maybe a lack or some neglect.
An honest self-assessment.
Crucially, yes. And this is the key part. Identify just one small micro move. A single immediate action you can take, like today, to begin nurturing one of those less attended areas.
A micro move. I like that. So
Yeah.
not a massive overhaul.
No, nothing overwhelming. It could be something as simple as sending a heartfelt text message to a family member you haven't really connected with in a while.
Good. Or
Or setting your alarm just 15 minutes earlier tomorrow morning to simply enjoy a moment of quiet reflection before the day starts. Or maybe finally saying no to a commitment that you know consistently drains your energy.
small hinges swing big doors, as they say.
Exactly. Sharma really underscores the profound impact that these seemingly insignificant first steps can have. They can open up significant positive change in your life over time. It builds momentum.
Because ultimately this book, The Wealth Money Can't Buy, it isn't just something to passively read and nod along to, is it?
Not at all. It's really a call to active recalibration, a practical guide almost.
A reminder, maybe.
A reminder that the seeds of genuine, immeasurable wealth, they already exist within each of us right now.
We just need to water them.
Precisely. They simply require our conscious attention, our consistent cultivation, rather than putting all our focus on that endless pursuit of external stuff.
So, as you, our listener, navigate the rest of your day, maybe we can leave you with this thought to consider. How might consciously nurturing these non-financial forms of wealth, your peace, your energy, your relationships, your desire to serve, how might that fundamentally reshape your perception of what a truly rich life actually looks like?
And following on from that, what unexpected possibilities might that shift unlock for you?